All right, here we go. 2025's Bruno's Haunted House. So let's take a peek at what we have here. First, we come up to the trash can Trommer. That will actually have a fog machine in there. It's air powered and yeah, it bounces up and down, and a clown will pop out with all smoke and lights and music. We have a bunch of these Home Depot tombstones that I bought this year, which are a lot better than those styrofoam ones. I do suggest people invest in these things. They do hold up to wind. And speaking of wind, it's about 25-mile-per-hour gusts today, 20 to 25. So we're having our issues, especially with my haunted house, which we'll get to. So you got a couple little hanging things in the background. They'll wiggle, make noise. They got a light on them that changes colors. He moves around when he's activated. I got everything off right now. A lot of these things, the lights on the Home Depot skeletons I'll turn on with their eyes. And then they have some floodlights up there that change colors that shoot down, as well as the little spider corpse there. Another Home Depot pumpkin in the background. There's a fog machine that's in the hallway there, or the entranceway I should say. That's going to be moved out in front of the garage, and it's going to go into a basin or a tub that I'll have filled with ice, and it'll hopefully keep the fog down. But if the winds are like this, there's nothing that's going to keep the fog down. I will probably dampen the yard because the fog seems to stick better when the yard is actually wet, so that's something I'll go along and do. This is the projection housing that I have, and the projection housing has the Optima GT1080 HDR in there still for this year, which has been working like a dream so far. But I am going to invest into a better projector for next year. I know I said that last year, but so many things came around, I never got around to doing it. So that's the enclosure. I'll have speakers that are outside the enclosure for Halloween, which will make it actually a ton bit louder, as well as the sign there that I picked up for this year. I do suggest people invest in these signs. I mean, they're water resistant, bright as hell, and you can display anything you want on them. So I won't even take that down after Halloween. I'll just leave it up and then obviously put a Christmas message on there instead of a Halloween message. Yeah, so the house color, my house color, I had it painted a few years back. It is an off shade of white, so it does project easy on there. That could be a reason why the Optima GT1080 actually works really well on this house. I don't have a ton of ambient light, but I do get some from a couple of street lights across the street. But I cover up what little minimal windows I have, which is only a couple there. If you can see, this house is long, and I don't have a lot of like width to it, so it just goes deep back, and it's got a second floor way up top. This is the haunted house for this year. I do have animatronics in the haunted house. It's having a hard time holding up. I had to modify a couple of things on here because of this wind, but it has been rocking and rolling all day long. They'll come in here. This is an 80-inch screen TV that I set up. It's got Atmos FX startles on there, if you want to call it that. So the kids will bounce into that right off the bat. They'll come around this side. You got a ghost here. This is where I'll have an air blaster hidden down bottom. So once they turn this corner, a sensor will pick them up. He'll blast air. This drops down. This is a drop down mechanism here, so this hand will drop down also on a sensor, which is right there. There is a little light there. It's more like a machine that shows basically images of lightning. It makes sounds of thunder and stuff. I got a dimmer switch here as well with these lights. I'll probably dim them down so it's not super bright in here, and the kids will have to muscle their way through. I managed to fit the zombie trio, which I didn't think it would fit, but I wedged it in here, so they'll walk into the zombie trio as soon as they take this bend, which they'll trigger. And I put these little lights here. These are also on a sensor, so the light will kick on and then light up the zombie trio, even though their eyes and stuff light up. They'll muscle their way through the chains here. spin this corner, there'll be more tombstones. I got everything laying down right now because the wind keeps knocking them down. This is another sensor drop down mechanism that will drop down. You got Chucky there, so Chucky has a light as well on him that's on the ground that will light up. It's set on a sensor. Chucky's obviously got a sensor built into him, so he'll be animated. And then behind Chucky, there'll be a fog machine there. The fog machine, the only problem with that fog machine is that I don't have the timer for that one. So that one there, I'll have to hit a button to set off that fog machine unless I do something different and put my big fog machine that has a timer on it to that one. I don't know how I'm doing that yet, but that's pretty much it. And then basically that's the exit right there, which they'll leave. So we'll work our way back. This wind is crazy. So on this side here, like I said, that was the exit. They'll come out of there, even though last Halloween I had people going in through the exit. I'm not sure why. I can't read an exit versus entrance. I put a tombstone here only because there's going to be another sensor. It's like a leaf blower that I hook to a sensor, and this will scare the people as they walk by this side. I got all my wiring coming in from this end here that goes into the haunted house. And then basically I painted this portion of the haunted house because I'm going to set up another projector here, which is going to shine just basically some Atmos FX stuff on the back of this thing. So we'll have projections coming from all different angles. There'll be an air compressor back there, hidden back there, which hopefully it's not too loud, but the air compressor will work the air blaster for this portion here, this shot. So that will be one air compressor. I got an air compressor that's actually in the garage that will work the trash can trauma there. So the air compressor, I got both of them in the garage right now, but one I'll set up on the side of the house using a different outlet. And that's one thing when you start running air compressors and a bunch of fog machines and everything else, you got to make sure you know what breakers or what outlets work off what breakers. So very helpful idea, because I went through a horror show last year with the haunted house where at one point I tripped a breaker, and luckily I was able to find it. There wasn't hardly anybody in the haunted house. I think there was a couple of people that were just leaving, and the breaker tripped and all the lights went out, so it went completely dark in the haunted house. And you don't really want that to happen when you got kids and stuff in there, because they will totally freak out. So know your breakers and have a backup plan in case you trip a breaker. Air compressors, you can see back there. I picked up one this year, and then I had one from last year that I'll still be using. I actually have a generator there that, if all else fails, pull out the generator, work the generator for some of this stuff. But that's it in a nutshell. Hopefully everybody is ready for the 2025 Halloween. I wish you all the best luck. This is the Brunos signing off. Peace out.